We can confirm now that they will play the West Coast Eagles next week. That's the only final locked in. Will be the Western Bulldogs 4th versus West Coast 5th. Rowan Smith, as we mentioned, had a field day this afternoon, 33 possessions, and it was devastating off half-back. And Steve Collingwood was one of the players who really enjoyed the run-out of defence for the Bulldogs through Smith.
Yeah, he's missed a lot of footy this year, Collingwood, from injuries, but he's certainly another player like a Hudson and Winmar who can actually be a goal sneak, and he's certainly a specialist forward, pocket half-forward flank player. And he's a very handy player for the Bulldogs coming up to the September action with us, as I said, Hudson and Winmar and Collingwood all on the same forward line.
Now, we spoke throughout the game about Treadray. He's missing. He really is now the man they have to get up and running for Port Power to have any say in the finals. They found a player up forward today, Chalmers, who hasn't played much footy this year, who just did some nice things at times. This one early was good.
Yes, look, he's a tall marking option forward line or in a ruck, and he certainly can be a handy player. Warren Treadray is their crucial player for the Port Adelaide team, and a lot of reliance is on Warren to get back if he's fit. But look, Chalmers certainly showed a bit of action down there in the second quarter. And of course, Nicky Winmar, Hutchie, as you see here, is one of his goals, one of 5, a fantastic game. 250th game for his career, a magnificent career, and it seems to be getting better the last few weeks. Yep. I was here 2 weeks ago on the program, he kicked 4 goals. And kicked 5 today.
He's pretty happy for you to keep doing the program as long as you like. I think you keep seeing him play good games. Here's Nathan Brown, 19 possessions this afternoon, and left his imprint on the game, I thought.
Yes, he did. He's certainly a really exciting youngster. Him and young Elvie, who we'll talk about later on, certainly two exciting prospects. And look, it's a fantastic play here coming up. Is Paul Hudson, who again 5 goals. He's kicked his 400th goal today of the game.
And I think poor old Nicky thought he was going to get a handball there. He was kidding himself, wasn't he?
No, he's a beautiful goal kicker, isn't he?
Some of his goals this afternoon were terrific. We'll have a look at a few of them in a moment, but just all across the front of the pack and opportunist type goals.
There was one of the last quarter, I think it was, when he kicked the ball, banana kick, check side. It was a fantastic kick, and he just really knows where the goals are. And as I said before, those guys in the forward line, there's not one reliance on one player, which is a really important thing come up finals time.
OK, tell us about Mark Elvie from Bendigo. Late inclusion today, first game for the season. 12 possessions, 7 times he took the ball inside 50, which is significant. Kicked 2 goals in a row. You'll take us through both of them here.
Yeah, it's not unlike a Nathan Brown in the ways. He's certainly like the same sort of build and pace. A beautiful left foot kick here. He read the ball off the pack beautifully, and I didn't know much about this guy till today, watching him today, and he's very impressive. And as we can see here, some good build up by the Bulldogs, and he really summed up the situation very well here by running off when they had the ball, and he finished the work off with a beautiful kick for goal. And he's an exciting talent, and these mid-sized players for the Bulldogs come in the finals are very, very important players.
You'd reckon he's earned his spot on the side today, and his best mate Nathan Brown lifted the challenge too.
Yes, I remember he kicked 7 goals against the Cats early in the year, and look, he's back to that form. And him and Rowan Smith and Brad Johnson built the game up beautifully here. He went to shepherd the ball through, but in the end result, took the chest mark on the goal line, and look, he's a smart player, and he played a great game. And well done to Nathan Brown.
And the Twin Terrors they are indeed. In the final term, we mentioned Steve Collingwood. All of a sudden, these Bulldogs players, Collingwood, Romero, Albie, who's fresh into the side, just giving them nice, fresh legs at this time of the year. Collingwood got better as the game went on today.
Yes, he did, and Ramiro is certainly a very important player in the midfield. They've got a great midfield, the Bulldogs, probably the best in the comp, I believe, anyway. And look, Luke Darcy was fantastic in the ruck with Scotty Wine pulling out. I'm sure it's a luxury for the Bulldogs to have Wine pulling out and Luke Darcy to go into the ruck. And Collingwood here from the centre
bounce. Looks like Bruce Duperuzal these days, Collingwood, with that short haircut.
The long jumper.
And the long jumper.
And this is probably a minute after, next bounce after that goal, and they got out of the centre once again. Ramiro's a hard-running utility and midfielder. And this is a great play, and to finish it off nicely. And he's been missed a lot of action this year so far, but he's going to be a very important player with the Johnsons and Smiths and the Wests and the Bulldogs.
Coming out of contract, Jose Ramiro, just at the right time, I reckon, just hitting a little bit of form. We spoke about Paul Hudson kicking his 400th career goal this afternoon. It couldn't have come in any better fashion. This is a spectacular build-up.
Yes, it is, and the Bulldogs really are a very polished unit. They kick the ball, handball the ball very well with their disposal, and this fellow here, Chris Grant, is just a magician, I believe. He's balanced poise. He's just great balance and poise, as you said.
That's the hardest kick of all to do, isn't it? The banana when you're running against the flight of the banana.
He's the one player who would get it, and Hutto certainly was fantastic with his 5 goals, and every week he gets 2 or 3 at least every week. OK, we'll leave it there because there's been developments at McHale Stadium. As we go to the break, here we go. They're digging up the surface already. The hallowed surface of Victoria Park is off to someone's backyard. She's even got the dark glasses on so she doesn't get recognised. I'm not sure that'll work. We'll take a break, be back with